Hello, friends. My name is Janet Rose, and I think a lot of folks have gotten to know me through public policy, through law, through being able to work in a trauma-informed capacity, and hopefully you are all on board for this next phase of my journey. And while I have really valued my time as an attorney, my time doing work within communities, there are some things that have always remained consistent about me, and one of those is my spirituality. And so for me, it is very logical that I would switch back into sort of the spirituality mode, especially as I reach these certain pinnacles in my career. But I think what has kept me from being much more open and declarative about it is because so many folks have gotten to know me, and the force of power that I can be as an advocate in this legal realm. That does not shift or change actually as I go into this more spiritual realm for myself. I still maintain all of the same heart-centered leadership principles that I went through as an attorney and that I developed, and I still teach consent classes, and I still provide trauma-informed care trainings, but I'm doing it honoring my own intuitive abilities a lot more than I did in that. And so that's actually what has created this class, this Intuitive Tarot for Heart-Centered Leadership class. And so I invite you into this series with me, this 8-class series, as we walk through all the things that I have learned about tarot over the years that have helped me become a better leader. And I know it may not sound intuitive as it may seem, but that is actually part of the point, is being able to increase our intuition, be able to understand what is our intuition versus our information. How do those things inform each other? And how do they inform our biases? And so really, like, using the tarot as a tool of intuition, using that language of intuition to really unlock all of these abilities that we could have as heart-centered leaders. Now, you don't have to be, totally into tarot, and you don't have to be totally into leadership to take this class. This is actually a blend of the two. It's one demonstrating the other and allowing us to access ourselves a lot better. If you've been following my YouTube channel, anything that I've been doing over the last 3 or 4 years, you'll notice that I have 3 major themes that go along with everything that I do. One of those is radical reflections, knowing yourself, because unless we know ourselves, we can't make the right decisions for our community, for our relationships, or our families even. So really understanding ourselves is the basis of being a good leader. Then I have Relationship Reboot, which is about shifting and transforming how we communicate and share ourselves with others, how we collaborate with them, and how we can move forward in community and in relationship with each other. And that means relationships of all kinds, not just our romantic relationships. And then I also have radiant resilience. Sorry, I was almost saying reflections. Radiant resilience. And radiant resilience is taking those same principles and then putting them out into the world, allowing it to transform our world and shift our world. We are seeing so many different structures coming down. We are dismantling things that we know historically have kept people from enjoying equal opportunity and fairness and justice. And so as we dismantle those structures that are by their very nature biased and unfair, what I hope to do, both with this class and with pretty much everything that I do, is to build up the skills that we need to be heart-centered leaders of the future. Now, you might not already see yourself as a leader, and that's okay, because we are all called to leadership in many, many different kinds of ways. You may not be the leadership in the leadership of your employer or your profession, but that doesn't mean that you don't serve a leadership role in your family, specifically in certain circumstances. And so this allows us to be much more radiant, resilient leaders for ourselves, for any of those opportunities where we are called to step forward and offer our skills for the betterment of others. So That's what this class is all about. And I invite you to join me for this 8-week series. Now, we'll go through several different themes going along with this class. And let me just share those with you right now. So in this 8-week class, the first week is focused on tarot and the language of intuition. And so that's really about knowing how to trust yourself. So we'll introduce ourselves to the deck, and the deck will introduce itself to us. And we'll do a couple of small little readings for ourselves, but more than that, we will look into and dive into the language of intuition, the language of the subconscious, so that we can really access all of the wisdom that is available to us. In the second week, we'll walk through the Fool's Journey, and we'll spend some time on all of the major cards as well as the reversals. And we'll practice some more readings and spreads that we can do for ourselves, just to, again, get our intuition moving and make it more reliable for us. Then for the next 4 weeks, we'll walk through each of the suits within the tarot. So we'll start with water and the cups. We'll then go to wands with the flames or fire. And then we'll do swords. And lastly, we'll focus on pentacles. And then in the final 2 weeks, week 7, we focus on personalities and personas. Now, I don't really always believe that the court cards mean individual people, and specifically I don't think that they mean people who look a certain way or anything. These are personality phases that each of us go through, and yes, any of the people that we know could personify those things. So we'll look at the court cards and we'll have a new way to break that down that is a little less gendered. And then finally, we will focus on the last week in reading for yourself and others. And this is a way to do applied leadership and take what we have learned to share with others and to really help us hone in for ourselves what it is that we are hoping to get out of this journey for ourselves. So if that is something that appeals to you, please sign up. I will have both an online component on Thursday evenings, but I am also going to be teaching in person at Magic Mana Collective, which is a new store on South Broadway and Iliff in Denver, Colorado. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I can drop the link for that for you as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and thanks for looking into, this wonderful possibility of us learning together. And check the links for all the ways to sign up for this. I look forward to seeing you in class. Take care.